Now, this is a game that I don't think anyone expected tonight. Last year, let's do a flashback to last year's game. White took the win with the final score of 48-0. But here tonight, it was a battle in that first half, back and forth on touchdowns. Now, I want to talk about Hunter Helms for just a second. That quarterback, he's had 1,600 yards in his first 4 games. He's leading the state with the most passing yards, and he displayed that tonight and probably still is holding that record. He had some amazing connections to O.D. Dollison and Nakeem. An amazing performance in that first half, again, on both sides. But coming back from that second half, I talked to White Knowles' coach. He said they wanted to pick up the momentum, and they definitely did here in the second half. Derek Jones had 3 touchdowns in that third quarter, all 3 touchdowns for a run-in, of Avion having some key runs, so they really picked up the momentum and ending that score with 68-42. It was awesome. And we also have someone who knows football maybe better than anyone else on the team. Kaylee Howell, can you come on in here for a second? Now talk to me, what is the key to White Knoll winning the game tonight?
Letting Avion run the ball.
Letting Avion run the ball. That's the quarterback for the team. So it's all about that running game tonight, according to Kaylee. Thank you so much. And we talked to your daughter in the pregame. She said for White Knoll to win this game tonight, Avion needs to be running the ball. Looks like he took her advice, had some great runs in that first half. What is her plan offensively in the second half?
Keep scoring. Whatever we got to do.
It was big news when LA took LeBron James from Cleveland, so Detroit decided to clap back. Detroit acquired Blake Griffin, who was with the Clippers 8 years, 6-time All-Star, but will now be finishing out the rest of the season with the Pistons. Hey guys, yeah, I was on the sideline of Chapin. One of the players said that last year Chris Boyd actually played for Mid-Carolina, so they've been targeting him all game, that last hit, and knocked the air out of him more than anything, but he was holding his knee. Now, right now, I do see that he is icing his knee. Does look like he might be able to come back later in the game. Yeah, you have a Lamar Jackson in your quarterback, running around the field, making some amazing throws. You have that huge catch by Alec Cole right here at the end, tying the game. How do you continue this momentum going in the second half?
Momentum's a real thing, so
Coach Roger Padroni, let's talk about him for a second. You weren't kidding when you said he was a strong, experienced quarterback. Came out with a balanced approach with good connections to Jalen Thomas and running all over the field. How much of a difference is his leadership abilities making on the field?
he's a leader there.
Also tweeted a Nick Saban tweet where he said, if you are not disciplined, you're going to be disappointed. I was over on their bench. They were watching film from earlier in the game. He said, we need to eliminate those mistakes, Coach. You weren't kidding when you talked about this being a deeply rooted rivalry. I mean, you guys are battling for inches here. I mean, this is intense. Is this what you expected tonight?
Yeah, we knew it was going to be this type of ball game.
And Tristan Allen, if anyone wasn't sure why he was committed to Davidson, he displayed every reason of that on the field tonight. But ultimately, it's going to come down to putting points back on the board. How do you plan to take the lead this second half? Hey guys, I am here in Irmo where they are taking on Spring Valley later on tonight. Now you see I'm in the workout room. That's because the Irmo football players just got done with their pre-workout. They're doing some explosive lifting. Definitely nothing I could do, but they're getting ready for tonight's game. And I have with me Irmo head coach Aaron Brandt. Can you come on in here? Now this is your first season with the team. You came from Vance where you took them to a state championship. What kind of goals are you implementing into Irmo's program this year?
Well, true story. I actually had a nightmare last night that my teleprompter wasn't working and these guys just sat and laughed at me. So should be a good show today. Hello everybody and welcome to Lock It In, the show that puts its money where its mouth is. I'm your host, Chloe Carlson. Joining me today and every day, the college football playoff is set. Alabama, Clemson, Notre Dame, and Oklahoma are going to decide this year's national championship. Spring Valley back in the game with an error in snap and a fumble with Spring Valley recovered for a touchdown. So they got the game up to 26-20. Very intense game. Had that lead until the end of the fourth quarter when Tracy Williams injured in the third quarter with a rib injury. Wasn't sure if he was going to come back in the game, but he did, getting that final touchdown. And then those special teams came back and redeemed themselves for that. Now let's recap from this matchup last year. Camden, it was a shutout for Camden with a final score of 45-0. So they're coming into this game confident. They introduced new jerseys at the pep rally earlier today, and they said they're exciting for their homecoming game tonight. They're running a Mad Dog offense, which Coach Paisley said is kind of wild and crazy, from the RPO to the spread offense. He's all over the place. He said they'll decide tonight what the players want to do and what the offenses are going to focus on. Now, Richland Northeast, while they are the underdog coming into this game, the coach knows that they picked them for their homecoming game because they thought it'd be a for sure win. So he hopes that Richland comes in and shows up and gives them a different homecoming than they're maybe expecting. But we'll find out later in the game. Back to you guys. Yeah, guys, I'm here in Gilbert, where history was made tonight. Now, this is the first time that Gilbert has played Lexington on this field, and they came out with a win with the final score of 31-14. Now, I'll tell you that first half was a battle of the turnovers. Amazing. So not only are they strong in their academics, but your teams are strong as well. Your softball won state. Your men's, women, and basketball were Final Four. You said women's golf also won state.
Talk a little bit about the success of your teams.
I feel really good.
All right, talk to me about Tristan Allen. How amazing is he playing tonight? Roman Josie, a star for the Predators, didn't disappoint last night with his assist and goal that took him to the win over the Kings with an ending score of 2-1. I talked to Roman after the game. He said he was excited to bring this win back to Nashville, taking them to the top of the Central Division with their third straight win in 4 games. Coach, let's just get straight to it. Who's the best quarterback on this field tonight?
I don't think there's any doubt whatsoever who the best quarterback on the field was tonight.
And maybe not the first half you wanted defensively. You guys came out and absolutely dominated the second half. Darius Derrick Jones, who ran for all 3 touchdowns there in the third quarter. Avion with some key runs. What'd you say to your guys in the locker room?
The Washington Redskins travel up to Philly to take on the Eagles on Monday Night Football in a game that will go a long way in determining the playoff lives. As I said, the Pats moved to a 9-1 their last 10 December games and moved their overall record to 9-3. Todd, is it crazy to bet against the Pats this December? Sal, the Eagles are laying 6 points tonight, and the total sits at 45. What's the best bet in this game? The college football playoff is set. Alabama, Clemson, Notre Dame, and Oklahoma are going to decide this year's national championship.